for every one of those kids that you'll come down, people like yourself will come down and observe correctly, you know, wow, isn't it something what they're capable of doing? I have like an anecdote to counter, you know, like Angeline. Okay, you mentioned Angeline. Angeline came in here. We found Angeline up in Jeremy after Hurricane Matthew, when it had, I remember flying into Jeremy, and as I was landing, I was seeing like reflecting things here, there, and everywhere. And I said, what is that? Like something, the sun is bouncing off. They were rooftops that had blown off of the little tents and houses, and they were just scattered all over the place. And meanwhile, as you got closer down, you saw that there was just like a frame of what used to be a house, or a square of dirt that used to be out, and the roof was a mile away. And she was found, as were some others, in a hole in the ground, living underneath a piece of tin. And they dug a hole, and the family was down there. So we brought her here, and for the first couple of days, she was pouting and just we couldn't make her happy. And that's not usual. Usually the kids come and they play. Within a day or two, they kind of enjoying themselves. We just couldn't get her happy for whatever reason. And then we were in the kitchen, and she wandered into the kitchen, and they were making chicken. I have a video of this that I'll give you. They were preparing the chicken, and the process of preparing chicken here, you got to literally pluck the feathers out, and then
on the street,
pull the skin off, and she walks up. She's 2.5, and she walks up to the bowl, and she reaches in and she picks up a piece of chicken and a lemon, and she starts like she's been doing it her whole life. And I realized she had been for 2.5 years. Somebody had used her as labor. Even at 2.5, they had her in a kitchen or something doing this. And we were all like, I mean, she looked like a pro. She's pulling the skin. She's got the lemon better than I could do it. And everybody started saying, Angeline. And that was the first time she smiled. Like, oh, okay, I got something to offer here. And I realized, like, wow, what we don't know about the background of these kids when they get here. So when you talk about her, I go all the way back to the first story, or what was it when they were carried in.
The Full Exposure Podcast is brought to you by Dr. Peter Hahn and University of Michigan Health West, in appreciation of the creative and artistic visionaries who enrich our lives through cultural connections.